Well, hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Air Legends, and today I am back with the next part of What If Naruto Had Thor's Hammer, or more precisely, Thor's Power. So now, let's get back into this video. Last time we left off when Sakura complained about Naruto because Naruto used the power of QB as he got a bit too angry and a one-tail cloak was formed. But he did not hurt anyone as he was able to came out of from that cloak. But still, Sakura told her mother about that, and that was the reason that Naruto was banished as Leaf thought that Nine Tails is weakening the seal and this kid is danger. As Naruto was attacked on his way by the root Ambu and he was able to defeat all of them. In the meantime, Odin was watching all of this as he saw the immense potential in this kid and the suffering that this kid had. So he thought that he would be a suitable candidate for Thor's power, and Naruto was finally able to pick up the hammer because hammer had three tests: the test of pain, the will, and the strength. As all of these tests were passed by Naruto, and he finally lifted the hammer of Thor and got his powers. Now let's get back into this video. In the meantime, Jiraiya saw the root Ambu dead on the road as he was worried. He did not knew that Naruto was banished from the village. His sensei just told him that Naruto is going to meet him in that place and they are going on a training trip. So he did not knew that why all of a sudden this training came from. But he thought that the tuning exams are coming. That's why sensei wanted him to train him. So he decided to head back to the village. As he entered the village, as people were looking at him with respect, of course, as he was a legendary Sani, he finally went to the Hokage office and entered the third Hokage office as Hiruzen looked towards him in a bit of questionable look, as in confusion as well. As Jiraiya said, "Well, hello, Lord Hokage." As Hiruzen said, "Jiraiya, what are you doing here? I thought I told you to go on a training trip with Naruto for some years." As Jiraiya said, "Well, I waited there for some time, but Naruto did not arrive. But when I was coming back to the village, I saw some root Ambu dead on the road. So I entered the village to ask you, where is Naruto?" As Hiruzen's heart missed a beat when he heard that the root Ambu, he said, "Damn it, I should have figured that out." As Jiraiya was still confused as he saw a look of worry on his sensei's face as Jiraiya asked, "What's so rushed, sensei? I'm pretty sure it is not time for me to take Naruto on a training trip. You know, the Chunin exams are coming. At least he should give those exams." As Hiruzen sighs and said, "Jiraiya, you don't understand what happened in the village." As Jiraiya was still confused, Hiruzen sighs and said, "Listen, Jiraiya, Naruto was banished from the Hidden Leaf village." When Jiraiya heard that, he was speechless. He was out of words, and suddenly he snapped back and said, "What? How can you do that? He was the son of fourth Hokage, and why he was banished?" As he was angry at shouting at third Hokage. As Hiruzen says, "Jiraiya, listen to me. I tried my best. It seems that Naruto used some of the QB power during his last mission, and one of his teammates told the council members, and council got the excuse so that they can banish him. But I should have figured that out. It was all Danzo. He must have kidnapped Naruto or tried to do so. But if the root Ambu are dead there, I'm pretty sure that Naruto was able to escape." As Jiraiya sighs in relief that his godson was still alive, but he was still not very happy about it as he was angry at the council. As Jiraiya said, "I'm not quite happy with the village. How dare they to banish the son of four, the biggest hero of the village? If Naruto was not there, the QB would have destroyed the village. And that's how you guys repay him? This village disgusts me." As Jiraiya put his back towards the third Hokage, as third Hokage had nothing to argue with. Jiraiya, as Jiraiya went off out of the village, now have only one motive to find his godson and train him to become the strongest shinobi, as he did not want his godson to turn on Konoha and bear hatred in his heart towards Konoha or try to destroy it, and he decided to find Naruto. In the meantime, Naruto finally came back from the Asgard to the earth, and he had the hammer of the Thor, as he could feel similar things with the Thor, as if he knew what this hammer can actually do, as Naruto started to spin it in fast rapid speed, as he saw that how thunders are forming in the sky, and a thunderbolt hit the hammer and the hammer was engulfed in lightning. Naruto was amused to see that, as he released the hammer from his hand and it went to the forest, destroying a big portion of the forest so casually. And Naruto, when put his hand in front of the hammer, he could feel that he was doing these things for a long time, but he did not knew this, as the hammer came back to him. In reality, some of the Thor's powers were a lot of powers of the Thor were in the hammer, and because Naruto was the wielder of the hammer, some of the powers and experience was coming to Naruto, as he could feel that by doing these things he can make such powerful attacks or different things, as Naruto was amused, but he was sad at the same time because he was just banished from his very home, and the people of that village tried to assassinate him by sending ambush. So now he has to do something so that he can spend his time, as he has to survive at the same time. So he decided to head towards the Cloud Village, the Lightning Country, which known to have the Lightning Affinity Shinobi, as he decided to head there. In the meantime, in Naruto, Kurama was watching all of this, as he sensed the presence of Odin back then, and he was scared of him. And now this kid has attained such a power. First he thought that he could manipulate Naruto for doing bad things or releasing him, but now he is confused, and he was not sure that with this power he might be able to defeat even him, as he finally made up his mind to talk with Naruto, as Kurama summoned Naruto, as Naruto was suddenly went into his mindscape, as he was confused. Then he realized that there was something back there, as he started to walk towards there, as he saw the water was all over and a big gate was there. As the Naruto was surprised, but he already knew that he had the nine tails, as he saw the red glowing eyes of the nine tails staring at him, as Nine Tails said, "Huh, it seems that you are here, brat." As Naruto looked towards Nine Tails with no fear in his eyes, as he put his hand upward and suddenly the Thor's hammer arrived on his hand. Kurama was shocked to see that, as he did not knew that hammer can even came in his mindscape, as now he was a little, you can say that, on guard with Naruto talking to him, as Naruto said, "So, you are the Nine Tails, huh? The one who attacked the village 12 years ago?" As Kurama growled at him, as Naruto said, "Well, what's your name then?" As by looking towards Kurama, Kurama was a little surprised to hear this because no other human has ever asked him about his name. As Kurama said, "Well, there's no one who ever asked me about my name, but it seems that you are worthy enough, so I will tell you. My name is Kurama." As Naruto said, "Well, nice to meet you, Kurama. You don't seem too bad as people says you are." As Kurama was surprised again and said, "Huh, so how do you know that? As didn't you heard stories about me destroying villages, mountains?" As Naruto said, "Well, people make stories about me as well, and those are all false. So the stories about you are 100% false as well. I believe that. Well, I could be wrong, as Naruto was doing these things. By lifting the hammer, Naruto's intelligence also grew a lot, as the intelligence of Thor and his experience was coming towards Naruto. So he became quite intelligent on that, how to make decisions. As Naruto said, well, it was nice to meet you, Kurama. I will meet you again. But before I left there, I am heading towards the Cloud Village. I know that the Cloud Village is known to have lightning affinity, and I think that I will be able to do just fine there. As Kurama said, okay, it is good. The Eight Tails is also there, but I will advise you not to go to the village, as Naruto looked towards him, and that is why, as Kurama said, you know, you are the Jinchuriki of me, the Nine Tails, and the Cloud will use you as a weapon on their disposal, and they will like to have war against Hidden Leaf Village or other villages by using you. So I don't want my Jinchuriki or me to be used as weapons. So even if you head towards the Cloud Village, keep a low profile there and find someone who can teach you how to use your lightning affinities. As Naruto smiled at this and said, well, thanks for the advice, Kurama. As Naruto went back, as Kurama smirked a little, he did not even knew that how and why he gave Naruto that advice. His plan was to manipulate Naruto, but all of a sudden, he sensed something, the same feeling he feels with his father, the Sage of Six Paths. He had the same feeling with Naruto. So he was not able to manipulate Naruto or deceive him in any manner. And this surprised Kurama himself, as Naruto finally decided to head towards Lightning Country, as he knew that there are a lot of shinobis who don't live in the village anymore. So they must be around the country, and he can train there. That would be much fine. As he finally headed towards the Cloud Village. In the meantime, Jiraiya had already told his spy network to find Naruto, as he was panicking. He just believed that Naruto was not captured by Danzo, as he believed that his sensei was right. If the Ambu of the Danzo captured him, the other Ambu's body would not be there, as he believed that Naruto killed most of them and he must have escaped from that place. In the meantime, Naruto finally entered the Lightning Country and headed towards a town, as he was quite hungry, but he had some of the money that he got from the Hokage and the old man, as he was traveling for 2 days, and he was quite hungry now, and his all of food was over. So he headed towards the town and decided to find some ramen, so that because it was a long time he did not have any ramen, so he headed towards a ramen stand where he ordered a ramen, and he was surprised to see that people were quite kind to him, as they greeted him like any normal person, as he was quite happy because every time he entered the village people always glared at him, and he was used to glares. But these people, as the ramen guy said, oh, it's a young boy, as he smiled at Naruto, as Naruto remembered the ramen guy in the Hidden Leaf Village, as he smiled back, and the ramen guy gave him the ramen. Then he started to eat his ramen. Then he heard something, as he saw that a girl was running from some people, as he noticed that because the ramen stand was at a separate area of the town, so there were a lot of less people, and he vanished from the side of the ramen guy. But he finished his ramen and gave the money to the ramen guy, and he went off, as he already heard the girl screaming who was running from these people, and Naruto appeared in front of the girl, blocking one of the attacks of the old man who seems to be like a robber or something. As Naruto said, "Stop! Who are you guys and why are you hurting this girl?" As the guy said, it seems that it is another brat, and by looking at his bag, he must be traveling. Okay, brat, give me your money and that girl as well. We shall. Yeah, what are you doing, man? Just go there. Sorry, guys, for the disturbance. Yeah. Give us all of your money and that girl as well, and we shall not harm you. As Naruto said, oh, really now? As Naruto took a stand, as one of them said, it seems that he's a little shinobi. One of them said, oh, really? But he's still a kid. We shall beat him up. As there were five of people trying to rob that girl, and now Naruto was in front of them. As one of them attacked Naruto, but Naruto easily dodged his punch and kicked him towards the other. As Naruto's physical strength increased in this time, just like Thor's power were running through his veins, and he was getting used to those powers. As one of them said, "You little brat," as he attacked Naruto. Naruto made two shadow clones who jumped at these five people and starting to beat the living hell out of both of them. As the guy, as all of them started to run because they were quite beaten up, then Naruto looked towards the girl, who seems to be, you can say that, 2 years younger than Naruto, as she was new in town, as she came with her grandfather and she had some money that was given to her by her grandfather, as she was going to the main market to buy something, and these robbers saw her and attacked her, and she thanked Naruto and said, "Thank you, big brother." As Naruto was quite happy to hear that, because nobody ever called him big brother or something like that. He had no relationship like these. As Naruto said, "Well, what are you doing here?" As she explained that she was just going to the market and these robbers attacked her. As Naruto said, "Okay, I shall escort you to your home safely." As she smiled, and she went with Naruto. As Naruto went to the house of her grandfather, as her grandfather came out, the man looked to be at his 50s. As he smiled at the girl, and the girl told him that this guy saved her life as some of the robbers tried to rob her. As the guy, old man, was quite thankful to Naruto and asked him where is he from and where he's going. As Naruto told him that he is from the fire country and he is a traveler, and right now he is just finding a place to stay. As the old man said, "Well, you can stay with us because I am a former shinobi of the Cloud Village. So, but I have retired and decided to stay here with my granddaughter." When Naruto heard that, he smiled because he knew that if this guy became if this guy was strong, he would be able to train with him. And by his age, he seems to be quite experienced as well. As Naruto accepted his offer, and all of them went into the house as the dinner was already ready. As Naruto took a seat on the dinner table, as the old man started to ask different questions to Naruto, as Naruto told him that how he was banished from his village. No, just scratch that. As Naruto told him that he was from the fire country and he was trained a little to protect himself as he has no family. So he decided to head here to find a true home, or you can say he was a wanderer. As the old man smiled, as Naruto said, "Well, you was a shinobi of the Cloud Village, you said?" As he replied, "Yeah, I was one of the elites in the Cloud Village, but because of my responsibility after the death of my daughter, I had the responsibility of this little child and I was not able to keep up. So I just took the retirement and came here, as I was quite good." As he started to tell Naruto his stories, that how great he actually was, and Naruto smirked and said, "Well, I always wanted to be strong so that I can protect others, and I have strong affinity for lightning. So it would be an honor for me if you train me. As the old man looked towards Naruto for some time and said, well, okay, if you want to do so, but you also have to help me to earn some money here because I don't have a lot of money. As Naruto said, okay, Gigi, okay, old man, I will help you to earn some money. After all, I have a little sister to take care of. As he put his hand on the head of the small girl who was, you can say, 9 to 8 years old. Yeah, that would be much fine than 2 years. As the old man smiled at Naruto and said, okay, tomorrow your training will start. As Naruto said, okay. The next night, Naruto stayed at the home of the little girl as she was asking Naruto different things and his stories of his adventures. As Naruto told her that he traveled to the different missions, as the missions that Naruto did, the Zabuza mission, and he told her that how he went to a mission where he saved a whole town from a dangerous man named Gato. As he told her different stories, as she was quite amused. The little girl name, you can say that her name was Mai. As different stories Naruto told her, and she told different stories of her grandfather, that how strong he actually was, and Naruto was even more amused that that old man does not look so strong to me, but we can never underestimate a shinobi, and tomorrow he will find out how strong that old man actually is. Now we cut back to Jiraiya, who headed towards the Sand Village. As first he wanted to go there because Sand Village was in an alliance with the Hidden Leaf Village, so he thought that it is possible that Naruto could have went there because it is near the border of the Fire Country. So he first decided to go there and decided to search for Naruto, but with no luck. As next day, Naruto stand in front of the old man, whose name you can say that Yamu. Yeah, that is good. The old man's name was Yamu. As he said, okay, young boy, if you wish to be like a shinobi and to protect yourself, first I have to test your chakra affinities. As Naruto said, okay. As he gave him a chakra paper, Naruto put his hand to the paper. Then the paper started to crumble because of the lightning, as he saw that how strong this guy's affinity for lightning is. After lifting up the hammer of the Thor, Naruto's chakra also changed as his affinity became for the lightning, and then it cut into two pieces and said, oh, wind as well? Well, those two cancel each other. As then it turns into the fire. As old man said, it is quite impressive. You have already 3 chakra natures. As Naruto smirked. As the old man said, okay, first I have to test how strong you are, then I shall train you properly. As he said, okay, attack me. Naruto said, alright. As he dashes towards the old man, as he delivered a punch, but the old guy easily dodged it. As Naruto was attacking him with the taijutsu, but the guy was easily dodging him like they were nothing. When the old man dodged a punch from Naruto, it hit a rock and make a small crater in it. As the old man's eyes widens, you can say the Yamu I said. Yeah, the eyes of Yamu got widened to see the sheer strength behind those punches as he smiled. As Naruto was delivering a lot of punches towards him, but there was nothing, not even one hit him, as he just vanished from Naruto's side and appeared behind him, knocking him out. As after 1 hour, Naruto finally woke up and he was surprised to see this guy was this strong and he is just retired. As he said, well done, young guy, you have a fine taijutsu. But do you know the chakra control? As Naruto said, yeah, I can walk on trees, but not on water. As he said, alright, show me. As Naruto easily walked up to a tree for the water. For the whole day, Yamu teaches Naruto how to control your chakra for the water walking. As Naruto, at the end of the day, finally was able to do so. As Naruto was exhausted, then Yamu told him that now he has to work on the farms that they had on the town. As Naruto finally agreed to this, and for the shock of the Yamu, Naruto made a hand sign and then 50 clones of Naruto appeared out of nowhere as Yamu's eyes widened because it was an S rank jutsu and this kid knows it and Yamu already knew that this jutsu belongs to the hidden leaf village as the second Hokage created this as he narrowed his eyes towards Naruto as Naruto easily did the work and he was also surprised that after all this training Naruto had chakra to make so many clones as Naruto did all the work that he had to do on the farm as Yamu supervised him that how to do these things and finally the day overs and all of them had their dinner. At the night time Naruto was training outside as he wanted to get strong as early as possible as he went to the forest and summoned the Thor hammer as he started to spin it and decided to do some of the techniques that Thor had and decided to test the power of the hammer as he was trying to develop the power of the Thor in the hammer and use some of the techniques as he had a good mastery how to control hammer now a not good one but a decent you can say that as Yamu was watching him all this time as he was surprised, especially on that hammer. He had never heard or knew such a hammer existed and the lightning affinity. And he was thinking that this kid has a strong lightning affinity and he is using the hammer for a source or a mean to transfer his lightning or to make such jutsus. As he was thinking that this kid might be a spy from the hidden leaf village on the cloud village as he did not believe Naruto for now as he appeared in front of Naruto with a kunai to his neck as Naruto was shocked to see him as Yamu speak up, alright kid. First I thought that you was a wanderer but now I don't believe you. You are a shinobi, well trained on that. You know strength secrets and your lightning affinity is so great and the jutsus you are using here, look the damage you caused as there were a lot of trees destroyed because of the thunder and the hammer that Naruto threw with the lightning all over it. And Yamu said, okay, now tell me, why are you here? Are you a spy from the Leaf Village? Tell me, otherwise you are done for. As Naruto finally sighs and said, okay, I'll explain everything to you. As Yamu narrowed his eyes towards Naruto, Naruto said, don't worry, I will not lie. As Naruto told him all his story and told him that how he's the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails and people hated him there and because he used the power of the Nine Tail in a mission they decided to banish him and now he is no longer a shinobi as he decided to head there as he heard that people have strong lightning affinity here so I just want you to train here. When Yamu heard all of this, as he was processing all of these things, but finally he decided to believe Naruto as he saw the sadness in the boy's eyes when he speaks that how his village disowned him and banished him. For what? Because he tried to save his comrades. As Yamu said, okay, I'm sorry, I can understand as the Jinchuriki's life are quite difficult. But are you deciding to head toward the Cloud Village? Naruto said, well, I first decided to go there, but the tail beast inside of me told me that if I go there, there would be a war between the Hidden Leaf Village and the Cloud Village because Cloud will know that the Leaf Village don't have their Jinchuriki and they will use me as a weapon. As Yamu first thought that he should tell Raikage, then he said no. If I told him there will be a war between two villages and there would be a lot of destruction, and who knows, in the crossfire a lot of families dies, as he did not like wars at all. So he decided to just shut his mouth for now. As he said, okay, Naruto, I understand your pain, so I will train you as hard as possible. You may not know me, but I am one of the strong elites of the Cloud Village, and I was the highest Jonin, the most elite one there, and was going to be the next Raikage if anything happens to the Raikage. I am a Kage level shinobi and I will train you as hard as possible. I just retired because of my responsibilities. So get ready for the real training. As Naruto smiled at this. For the next month, Naruto trained with the old man as he was training hard, trying to harness the powers of the Thor, as he was able to develop two powers. First, he was able to fly with the help of hammer, and secondly, he was able to throw hammer with full power with the full lightning, and the third one, that is for a secret. On the other hand, he also picked up a sword. First, he decided to use a sword, but he thought that the hammer suits him well, and the old man also taught him some fire techniques, the great fireball jutsu and the majestic flame jutsu. And then for the wind, he taught him wind bullets and the great breakthrough. As the old man had the five affinities, as he was, you can say, a Kage level shinobi. As then Naruto finally completed some of his training, as the Yamu said, alright Naruto, it seems that the Chunin exams are going to happen in Konoha, so would you like to participate in those? As Naruto said, well, I am not a shinobi of any village, so how can I participate on those? As he smiled and said, don't worry, Raikage is a good friend of mine, so you can join from the Cloud Village as a part of the Cloud Village. But don't worry, I will not tell Raikage that you are a Jinchuriki. You will just fill a space. But you will not be declared as the shinobi of the cloud. Do you understand that? As Naruto nodded, as he was participating as a free person, a neutral one, not from any village. As Naruto nodded, and Naruto was put on a team of two random Genins of the Cloud Village, and this time Cloud Village was also participating in the Chunin exams. So Naruto finally decided to head there. It was for the Chunin exams, as Naruto was quite happy not to go back to the village but to see his friends, as it was a 1 month since he saw his friends. It was about time for the Chunin exam, so he went there. As all the villages were coming there, Sound Village, Grass Village, the Sand Village, as well as the Leaf Village, and the Chunin exams is going to be amongst them. Okay guys, here I will left this part. Hope you guys like it. Please like and subscribe this channel, and tell me in comments if you like this series and I should make more part of this, and any suggestion you guys would like to give me in respect to this series. I will consider the suggestion. Okay, peace.